Hey yo, I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about the upcoming UFC fight night where two young upcoming flyweights are going to face each other. Now, this fight card is kind of exciting to be honest. For a fight night, this has some really good up and coming prospects. Tatsuro Taira versus Hyun Sung Park is the main event. Hyun Sung Park is undefeated. Tatsuro Taira is 16-1. One is from Korea, the other one is from Japan. uh, grappler versus striker. I think Hyun Soo Park is also a good grappler in himself. Chris Duncan is fighting against Mateusz Rebecki. Mateusz Rebecki has only lost 2 fights in his entire career. His last fight with Miekta Korolbai was a really good fight. He did lose to Diego Ferreira. Now, that is actually kind of sad and embarrassing to be losing to Diego Ferreira because Diego Ferreira is not exactly a top 10 UFC lightweight caliber fighter. Chris Duncan also looked really good in his last fight. He's also on a 2 fight winning streak. He has lost to Manuel Torres, but he did win against Balaji Oki and Jordan Huseinic. Then Jordan Huseinic fight was actually really good. And I think earlier he was training somewhere else, but now he has started training in American top team, and the lightweights in American top team have been looking really good recently. Uh, what else? Esteban Ribovics is there. Carol Rosa, I don't care. Uh, Dennis Silva is fighting against Kevin Vallejos. Now, he is a guy to look out for. He's like a younger version of Ilya Tuporia. The dude is 23 years old. He has lost only 1 fight in his entire career, and that fight was against Don Silva. And also, that was, I believe, a close unanimous decision. I think 29-28. So, he's a really good prospect to look out for. Uh, Rinya Nakamura is fighting one of my favorite. I was really high on this guy, but in his last fight, he did not do well. But he was a prospect at one point of time. Who else? What else? Christian Gore, I don't care. But Austin Mashi, another young prospect, is fighting. So this fight card is actually the UFC is trying to use this fight card to highlight a lot of their young prospects. I will be making some predictions in this card. I won't be talking about Nick Lane versus Audrey Pulea because I generally don't know. Rodolfo Vieira, Christian Gore, I do not care. Uh, Rafael Esteban, I'm picking him to win just out of fun. So let's start from this fight. Austin Bashi is going to fight against John Yanis. John Yanis, I don't know much about him. I'm going to pick Austin Bashi to win this one, probably by an unanimous decision. He did not look really good in his last fight. I believe he is going to be, I don't know, where is he going to fight? Is he going to fight in 145? I think Austin Bashi is too small for the 145 division. And he's really young. He's 23 as well. But still, I'm going to pick Austin Bashi to win this one just because he seems like a better prospect and a better fighter than John Yanis because I haven't heard anything. Not that, again, I don't know. I'm not very sure about this fight because I don't know much about any of these two fighters. So from whatever I have heard, I'm going to pick Austin Bashi. Pereira Rodriguez versus Ketin Souza, I do not care. Let's talk about this one. Rafael Esteban, he's going to be fighting against Felipe Bunes, and he's a heavy favorite. He's a -500 favorite. I don't know much about Felipe Bunes. I haven't seen this guy fight. He's 35 years old. He's very old. That means he lost to Joshua Van. Joshua Van is a really good fighter. He has a number of wins. He has 2 fights in his UFC, and he lost to Joshua Van. Joshua Van is not exactly a bad loss to have in your career. But still, I'm picking Rafael Esteban, who is 28 but looks like a 34-year-old. I'm picking Rafael Esteban to win this one. I think he did win his last fight. Yeah, he defeated Jesus Aguilar. Prior to that, defeated Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is actually a really good fighter. Jose Elias. So I'm going to pick Rafael Esteban to win this one, probably by an unanimous decision. Rodolfo Vieira is going to fight against Rashawn Gore. I'm going to pick Rodolfo Vieira to win this one just out of fun. I don't really care who wins in this fight. Just a crazy guess. Rinya Nakamura is going to fight against Nathan Fletcher. Now, Rinya Nakamura, I was really high on him as a prospect because this guy he was an Olympic hopeful from Japan. And if you know anything about the Japanese wrestling team, they are really dominant. They got like 6 or 7 medals in the Olympics in Tokyo, not Tokyo, like last year. Well, it was in Paris, right? Yeah, 2024 Paris, Japanese wrestling team was solid. And Rinya Nakamura was supposed to represent Japan in 2020, I believe, but he decided to abandon that and focus on mixed martial arts. And he was undefeated prospect. His wrestling was really good. And now he will be fighting against Nathan Fletcher. I don't know much about Nathan Fletcher. He did lose to Colin Logren. Split decision, lost to Jigiyamatsu Ramasaka. He won against that guy. Prior to that, he has not really fought that much in UFC. He has 2 fights. Had 2 fights in UFC, lost one, won one. So I'm gonna still pick Rinya Nakamura to win this one. And this guy, he needs to it's just time for him to give his 100%, because if he loses this fight, he needs to reconsider his decision of not wrestling and joining these martial arts, because he has really good wrestling. He has arguably one of the best wrestling pedigree in all of UFC. He's like what was it? The Japanese Bo Nickel. I don't think he should call himself the Japanese Bo Nickel, because Bo Nickel right now is looking like shit. And everybody kind of, everyone is seeing through Bo Nickel how he's a one-dimensional fighter. So if Rinya Nakamura wants to do well in UFC, he needs to carve out a niche for him. Maybe use his wrestling to win, do whatever, but get a win. If you keep winning fights, then eventually you will get a better opportunity to fight against some ranked opponent, right? So keep focus on winning instead of whatever, grappling or instead of striking. Nick Lane, I don't care. I genuinely do not care about this fight. Denis Silva is going to fight against Kevin Vallejos. I don't know much about Denis Silva. He has had 2 fights in UFC. He defeated Lucas Almeida, George Culibao. I'm going to go with Kevin Vallejos, probably by a 3rd round TKO. I'm just predicting this because he is really good. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. His last loss was against John Silva. That was in 2023 when this guy was 21 years old. Now, after 4 fights, he did finish his last 4 fights. And apart from that, I think he has a lot of finish in his record. So I'm going to go with Kevin Vallejos to win this one by a 3rd round TKO. All right, let's move on. Neil Magny is going to fight against Elezeu Zeleski. I don't know who's going to win this one. Most probably Neil Magny, because Zeleski is shit. All right, let's move on. Esteban Ribovics. Esteban Ribovics is also a really good fighter, but he did lose his last fight against Nasrat Akbaras. He's 29, kind of in his prime, but prior to that, he defeated Daniel Jalhubert, Terence McKinney, Kamuela Turk. He lost to Loic Rachavov. I have no idea who this guy is. Who is this guy? I need to look at his record. Let's do. Yeah, he lost to Trey Ogden and Mateusz Rebecki. Not exactly a great fight, but still, Esteban Ribovics lost to them. I think Ribovics is a problem of Petr Yan, like similar kind of Petr Yan problem. Like he's really good striker, he has really good boxing, but he takes time to adjust to his opponent. For example, he will lose round 1 and then come back in round 2 and round 3, he starts winning. This guy is like a 5-round fight. So he wins round 2 and round 3, but if he cannot win round 2, he loses, like he always loses round 1. And then he tries to win round 2. If he loses round 2, he ends up losing round 1. So that is his problem. He needs to pressure his opponent in the first round itself. At least try to win round 2. Like he needs to win round 2 because he would always win round 3. He did win his round 3 against Nasrat as well. He definitely won against Jalhubert as well. So this guy, he's good. He's fighting against Elvis Brenner, who's on a 2-fight losing streak. I believe he used to train with Charles Oliveira. He's 27, kind of a young fighter. He's a little reckless of a fighter. He lost to Miyake Korobai and Joel Alvarez, defeated whoever these people were. Defeated Guram Kutalazi. That has to be something good. Guram has not been looking really good. I'm picking Esteban Ribovics to win this one, probably by a unanimous decision. All right, let's move on. Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Rebecki. All right, I did not pick Chris Duncan to win in his last fight, but now he's on a 2-fight winning streak. Mateusz Rebecki, he lost to, who did he lose to? He lost to someone. He lost to some really, Diego Ferreira. Diego Ferreira, losing to Diego Ferreira is not exactly a great thing. He's 20-2. He's 32 years old. How old is Chris Duncan? Another 32-year-old fighter. She does not have a lot of experience considering his age. Has only 15 fights in his record, whereas Rebecki has 22 fights for 32 years, same age. He's almost 33. Kind of both of them are kind of in their prime. Rebecki is a good fighter from Poland. He's good. Austin Duncan from Scotland, but he didn't look good in his last fight. Not Austin Duncan. His name is Chris Duncan. I'm picking Chris Duncan to win this one. All right, I'm just going to pick Chris Duncan to win this one. I'm not exactly sure, but I did watch his last fight. He did look good against Jordan Vucenic. But Mateusz Rebecki looked really good against, who did he look good against? Miyake Korobai. So this one is a really difficult fight for me to pick. So I'm going to pick Chris Duncan. Just a wild guess. because he trains at American Top League. Where does Mateusz Rebecki trains at? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, his foundation style. Interesting. He trains out of affiliation Berserkers deep. I have no idea, but he trains out of he's for Poland, and the Polish people, they have a lot of power in this hand. Legendary Polish power. I don't know who to pick in this one. It's really difficult for me to pick. But still, I'm going to pick Chris Duncan to win this one. Just out of, I mean, yeah, he trains with Mateusz Gamrot, and earlier it was Dustin Poirier. Now that he have retired, he won with training. But Arman Sarukian, Renato Moicano. Who else is there? Arman Sarukian, Renato Moicano. Another Mateusz Gamrot, Mateusz Gamrot, Arman Sarukian, Renato Moicano. And there's another guy. I forgot, a white guy. But yeah, I'm picking Chris Duncan to win this one, probably by an unanimous decision. Tatsuro Taira is going to fight against Hyun Sung Park. Okay, this is actually a really interesting fight because Tatsuro Taira is a better grappling. Is he? I don't know, because I have seen Tatsuro Taira's fight. He does fight well. I think I have seen him fight. I did not watch his last fight. It was against Brendan Rival. He lost that fight by split decision. I think I saw his fight against Alex Perez. He won that fight because of the knee injury on Perez. And that was like a really weird kind of a situation. He defeated Carlos Fernandez, defeated Edgar Cherez, defeated Jesus Aguilar, defeated Cesar Vergara, Carlos Candelario. He has defeated a lot of fighters in UFC. Like, his UFC experience is definitely more like Hyun Sung Park. Even though he is significantly younger, he's 4 years younger than Hyun Sung Park. Hyun Sung Park is almost 30 years old, exactly in his prime. And this guy is actually a well-rounded fighter. He's going to be 5'7". They're both 5'7". Yeah, they're both really big fighters. Not exactly big fighters. They're probably perfect for their weight class. I think Hyun Sung Park also has good wrestling. If I imagine, he finished Carlos Hernandez. All right. Defeated Shannon Ross. Defeated Seung Guk Choi. But he does not have that much of an experience in UFC. But he's definitely the older fighter though. So I am hoping that he behaves like a mature fighter. So I'm picking Hyun Sung Park to win this one, probably by an unanimous decision. We have seen Tatsuro Taira go for 5 rounds. We haven't seen Hyun Sung Park go for 5 rounds. That's another thing that I need to consider. Who's going to be the favorite in this one? I think Taira would be the favorite, most probably. I think Taira is the favorite, right? Who's the favorite? Where can I see the odds? Yeah, he's a slight underdog. All right. Let me see. Uh, wait, there are no. Wait a minute. There are no odds in here. Crazy. I said Hyun Sung Park was going to defeat Tatsuro Taira. Okay, I'm gonna pick Hyun Sung Park to win this one, probably by an unanimous decision, because he seemed like a more well-rounded fighter, and he seemed to have the finishing potential, and he seemed like a stronger fighter than Tatsuro Taira. Hyun Sung Park. Uh, I'll repeat my picks. Austin Bashi, Rinya Nakamura, definitely Kevin Vallejos. The rest of the fights I'm not exactly sure, but Kevin Vallejos, third round TKO. Esteban Ribovics by unanimous decision. Chris Duncan probably by a finish. Somebody is going to get finished in this fight, hopefully. This will be a good fight. This will be a fight of that I can fight. Tatsuro Taira versus Hyun Sung Park. Hyun Sung Park probably by an unanimous decision. I guess that is it from today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, then drop a like and share this video to your friends and comment something for the algorithm. And subscribe to my channel. And peace out, guys. Peace out.